We value quality, reliability, and creativity, but most of all, we value our community and their input and the ideas that they have about our filament and the things that they do with our filament. And it's really been true since day one, as Alex can help us understand a little bit more. So Alex, from the beginning, how have we invited others to help us in our creative space?
Yeah, I would actually almost even step back when I started with Protopasta, it was with Dustin and Aaron brothers who created machinery, and I got the chance to collaborate or give my input, participate in a way that was interesting to me, which was start to play with colors. And then basically having that power to create because of their, their help and their input of what they're able to create, I was able to do something new. And then I took that to the next step to share that with other people, like Joel and Amy, invite other folks in, give them the same opportunity that I had, and also guide them so that they can even, get there more quickly to make something original. And Joel's High Five Blue was really something special. I was just telling someone earlier today that it really took Joel, I have to thank Joel especially, for getting me out of my shell, getting me out of just playing and experimenting with color on my own, not sharing it with the world. He came out, just made it a great time, we had fun together, made something that looks beautiful, and then, he basically pushed me in a way to say, hey, I'm gonna do a video, are you going to sell this? Can you release this? I'm like, it hadn't even occurred to me when we were playing around that I was going to sell this thing. And he's like, well, can you have that ready in 2 weeks so when I release the video that people could also buy it? I'm like, I guess, yes, okay. There's nothing like a deadline and some outside motivation to help get things going. And so it's kind of been a waterfall since then to include others, to just be creative, be fun, just kind of let go and enjoy embracing others' creativity along with my own.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to have people come in and they want to make things or they're so excited about our stuff and we're like, oh, people actually want to buy this and do cool things with it. It's great. So yeah, that brings us to the filament workshops. That's something that we absolutely love because it means that folks like you can come to our shop, you can see what we do, get your hands dirty, so to speak, in our pellets that are very clean, but get your hands in the pellets and really be mixing up whatever it is that you dream of. How do you feel about our filament workshops? How have those impacted our business?
I mean, I think they're really something special. So what is special about Protopasta is the access sort of to the technique and the technology, the ability to make. So often mass manufacturing is removed and we just consume an end thing and we don't have a connection to it. We don't have an influence on what it could be. But being a small company that makes filament in-house and that has all the raw ingredients, has all the control, we can apply our full creativity. So I only have so much creativity as one individual. We only have so much creativity as a collection of folks in a company. The greater creativity with other folks in the community and in the world in general is really a much bigger opportunity and much more, it keeps things interesting. I actually started in industrial 3D printing, and it was very closed down. Big companies with big budgets had 3D printers, and the collective creativity was very limited. And when I saw the first desktop 3D printers, I thought, wow, this is really game-changing because of the access. Not because the technology is new, it's the same old technology, more affordable, maybe not better in some ways in the beginning, but now a lot more people can interact with it, and not just engineers, artists, it's just really, really great for the technology and great for creativity to have more people involved.
Yeah. In what ways do we have complete control? You mentioned that we have complete control over the design of the colors. In what way?
Right. So a lot of mass manufacturers will buy like pellets that are concentrates of colors, and they may not even be in the same resin. Like they may not be in PLA, but they may end up in PLA. Anyway, like for us, we start with like raw powders for pigments and for our metals. And we put those into the same plastic that we want to make the filament out of, so we control the quantity and we control the quality really from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, with each individual component, we know exactly what it is and how much of it is going into those color concentrates and creating our own master batches instead of just kind of taking what somebody else has created and hoping that it works.
Right. It allows us to have a lot less variation in a good way, then so we can introduce variation where we want to like make creative things. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, here's the hardest question. If you could make your very own color, what would it be?
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for that. No. My very own color. I don't know. I do. When I was first playing around with pigments, I was inspired by like automotive car finishes, and I still think there's room to like, realize even like more wild, like I don't know, kind of chameleon or color changing or even just high gloss. There's still not quite there. It's like inspired by, but still not quite like something you'd see in like the highest end automobile finish. Not a specific color, but more like a specific quality.
Yeah, like a certain technique or a certain sheen, yeah, a certain finish.
I think one challenge that we have is we're trying to represent what in like for a car is like a multi-layer finish all in one shot. So I do a lot of like adjusting the saturation of the color to control the depth of the filament, and then also when I'm adding something like pearl, I'm careful about how much I add, because if you add more pearl, then that reduces the depth. If you take pearl out, then you get more depth. And so I'm trying to all in sort of one mass material control and make something that's sort of multi-layer.
Yeah, something that changes with the angle that you look at it, or can change in different light.
Has depth, really. Like automotive paint has depth, but they do that with layers.
Right. Yep. I love it. Keep working on it. So, yeah, I mean, we take a lot of inspiration from our community, and by bringing them in to the fold and helping us with the creative process, and that extends beyond just our filament, but also with the things that people want to create with our filament. And this is kind of where Corey comes in. Corey is our in-house, out-of-house designer. He lives across the country from us, but that doesn't stop us from collaborating with him. So Corey, do you want to tell a little about how you found us?
Sure. When Alex approached me about 2 years ago, I think he found me. No. But he approached me about 2 years ago, and we just had a very natural conversation about filament colors and about design, and he liked what I was designing, and I liked the filament that he was producing, and we just kind of had a natural conversation about it, and it led to some really incredible collaboration in both design and color. One of our first collaborations was doing a coffee pour-over maker that you see up there, and where I had a design in mind, and Alex had the filament, and we both were able to collaborate and make something really beautiful together. And how we do that now has evolved to weekly meetings where we're just kind of chatting together about design, about filament, and having this really ongoing conversation every week where we just meet and we collaborate on online, and we FaceTime, and it's a really unique opportunity to be able to speak with someone that's creating filament directly, and I really appreciate that as a designer, because you don't really get that with anyone else, running a big business, and it's just an amazing opportunity to have this.
Yeah, the weekly conversations kind of become just like, instead of forcing creativity and like, okay, now we have to sit down and we have to come up with a design, it's like, if we just have these conversations and everything just flows, and then eventually we're like, now we have too many ideas and we have to narrow it down, and the creativity just keeps coming. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, sometimes you look at our filament and you're like, oh, I have an idea, I need to make something with that. And then other times you have an idea of a design and maybe pitch an idea to us about, it'd be great if we had this particular filament. If you had to make a filament, what would it be, Corey?
I always dreamt about having a really nice natural concrete color, and seeing how they've made multiple filaments that had certain sheens and certain sparkle to it. And I think my idea would be to create a Corey's concrete. But this collaboration has been so amazing, and an example of how we work together on coming up with design, and Alex comes up with filament choices, was when we did a series on sea glass, and that enabled me to make some really cool custom vase mode bottles that showed off the filament, and Alex made some really beautiful sea glass inspired filament, and that was just, it was so cool to be able to remotely talk about design and talk about filament, and seeing it produced was just amazing.
Yeah, taking such a simple idea and then both of you just kind of running with like, oh yeah, I can make that filament, and oh, I can make a beautiful design to really complement these colors that you've created, and just get us to a product that we can all be proud of and happy to show off. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun collaborating with you, Corey.
Oh, thank you.
And then, then we needed to do something with all of these ideas. We posted all to Instagram. It's beautiful. We invite people in to come and create with us, but we needed some real world design and collaboration. So we brought in this guy.
I don't know about real world.
You live in your own fantasy world,
this
maybe.
Is basically all fantasy.
Yeah, it's all fantasy. It's
Your
all
real
fun.
fantasy.
Yeah, so we brought in Ryan with Offset. And again, it just kind of started from natural conversations and design ideas just coming from life and hanging out and getting to know each other. And so with all of our powers combined, we've been able to create some really amazing stuff. Tell us about your favorite one, Ryan. Oh. Yeah.
No.
Can't pick your favorite child?
Yeah, no, I can't. They're all awesome. Well, we met you, I believe, 3 years ago at this event. This was our first time coming to any 3D print thing at all. And we bugged the heck out of you the whole time asking when you were going to sell your filament.
Are you selling filament? Are you selling it now? Can I buy some filament now?
We just wanted to dismantle your display and take it. This was our first experience with Protopasta, this exact print. We saw something on YouTube. Someone was taking some of your metal filament and tarnishing it and weathering it. It's like, okay, that's nuts. You can do that with filament? So that's how we got introduced to you, basically. And then our first project together was the Back to the Future car. We wanted to, we tried a thing. Some of it, we wanted to use the actual stainless steel filament to make a stainless steel inspired vehicle, but ended up with second to none, which I think worked better. Yeah. But
I think it looks pretty good.
but you,
It's good to have design goals, but still be adaptable.
right. You had
Collaborative
mentioned-
design involves some changes and reiterations occasionally.
Sure. So you guys had mentioned collaborative design. Offset, this fake little thing that we do, doesn't happen without those two. We got involved with this whole 3D printing thing with my two best friends, and where one person fails at coming up with a new idea or something like that, someone else picks it up, and it's the same kind of deal that you were talking about. One person can only be so creative, and yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah. Well, the design comes very naturally
Yeah.
to you guys as well too, because it's just these conversations about, I'm trying to work on this, and I'm really struggling, and somebody throws out an
Yeah.
idea. All
We
of
can
a
finish
sudden,
each
it's
other's
beautiful.
sentences too.
It's true. I mean, even just something as simple as this.
Sure.
So what's going on here?
Well, we tried to make the TIE Fighter wings for Steve's Vader bike, and I thought I was going to need to model like all the detailed lines in the side, and Kim just says, why don't you just print it without any top layers? It saves so much time. But
You can't really see it from back there or on the screen, but it's just beautiful infill texture, and it
Yeah.
creates exactly the feel that you need for these wings. It's fantastic. So yeah, in one area where you're struggling, it's not coming together, you just can't get it right,
100%.
in comes Kim.
Those are my favorite experiences, though, where you're just like stuck, and somebody's like, "Why don't you just do that?" And you're just like, "Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, if you want to make it easy."
Yeah, exactly. And the coming up with different ideas has never been a problem. There's too many ideas.
Too many ideas,
Feel you
and not
there.
enough time.
100%.
I think it's a good place to be, though. Like, to always be looking forward to like making more things and applying more creativity. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even just for this event, it all started with this sort of Star Wars-y type theme, and just in the last maybe 3 weeks, it evolved into, oh my God, what if we did Spaceballs? We need to do the Winnebago, and we need Barf, and
Right, that was extremely last minute.
yes.
But I think it turned out well.
also extremely amazing.
Thank you.
Very incredible. You guys should get a chance, if you get a chance, come up here and check out all the stuff we've got when we're all done. It's amazing. The work that they do is incredible. So Ryan, what filament would you make?
There's a few. I mean, we talked a little bit about seeing if we could add meteorite dust or something into filament. That'd be cool. Any of the additive filaments you guys have, the metal stuff is so neat. I don't know if there's anything else that we could, any other type of metals we could try playing around with, or sparkly TPU. I don't know.
Sparkly
Yeah.
TPU.
Like Texas TPU.
Texas TVU.
Nicely played.
Excellent.
Your Texas T is probably my favorite favorite PLA. So
Very nice. So what's next for us, guys? Anyone got an idea for a next step?
a nap.
Maybe a next step?
I don't know. Where are we going next? Something big? Bigger?
Bigger. I don't know. I think we'll just figure it out as we do. Like talk about what we're interested in, and just kind of like keep working on what's next in that way. I did want to make sure to while it's still our time slot, to invite everybody up to have a look at some of these things. If they haven't been by our booth, it's a great chance to get up close and see the quality of these designs and builds and the filament, the result of the filament. It just all comes together in such a really, really clean, nice, beautiful way. There's also some toys up here to play with.
Oh yes, lots of toys. Does anybody have any questions before we let you come up? Yeah.
So I noticed in the beginning of your break, you mentioned having 4 values, and one of your little icons was an anchor. Or AU fire.
His question is about the anchor on our reliability screen there. But no, none of us are in the Navy. No military affiliation. But thank you for your service. Yeah, he's got some ideas for some colors. Terracotta is one I've been trying to get to happen.
Still 3 workshop slots open for
There are
October
3
19th.
workshops.
Come visit. We're having a party too.
Any other questions? Cool. Well, thanks for coming out, listening to us talk about our creative experience and just kind of the fun that we have, really, is what it comes down to. Feel free to come on up and look at our prints and our designs and ask any other questions that might come up, and then you can come on out to our booth. Offset has a booth too, and yeah, thanks for coming. Oh, that's a good question. He says, where are we located? We are located in Vancouver, Washington. All our stuff is made in-house in Vancouver, Washington, right here in the USA. Corey does not live in Vancouver, Washington. Corey lives in Connecticut.
And we're from Maine.
Coast to coast.
Coast to coast. Space Ghost, coast to coast. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.